Hello everyone, this is Wolfie of Mistforge bringing you another top 5 video. So this might be obvious to some, but the current upgrades on our favorite heroes were not always what they are now. Some upgrades have been heavily altered, split into two, or straight up removed. In this video, I want to go over upgrades that used to be part of the original ability at some point in development. Whether it was only for 2 weeks or a couple months, these are 5 spell interactions that were significant enough for the developers to move them away from the base ability. I'm limiting these to only 1 upgrade per hero. Let's get into it. Number 5. Nasus, Goring Up. Goring Up is a tier 1 upgrade that causes Nasus's gore to launch the first enemy hit. When this was on the base ability, a lot of Nasus players went the bulldoze path to deal as much damage as possible since there was already hard crowd control included. Initiating gore still existed as well, so starting a fight gave Nasus a lot of upfront strength. More bruiser-oriented Nasus players still went for more gore, but there wasn't any really good tier 2 upgrade on that tree back in that time. Gore today at a base ability is just a little damage with an interrupt, so choosing Goring Up over Bulldoze really defines what kind of Nasus you're looking to play. Number 4. Sven, Burned and Broken. Burned and Broken is a tier 2 upgrade on Fire Flask that causes direct hits to break armor if they're already suffering from cracked arm from Acid Flask. This is an interesting upgrade because it's the only one on this list that originally came from a different ability. Before broken armor was separated into cracked and broken, Acid Flask used to break armor innately without any interaction from Fire Flask at all. Nowadays, Sven players choose between applying a burn for his own damage output or amplifying the armor reduction for his team to deal more damage to a specific target. Number 3. Paco, Stick It To Him. Stick It To Him is a tier 1 upgrade that causes Snowball Toss to stick to a target on a direct impact and deals more damage and explodes faster. This was a short-lived base ability that got changed into an upgrade only a couple weeks into Paco's development cycle. However, the base ability did not include the 100 bonus damage nor the faster explosion. That part of the upgrade was a separate one all on its own. Today, the snowball doesn't stick, but players can choose to go the other path for larger explosions and extra bonuses for hitting multiple enemies at once. Number 2. Dossey, A Foeman of Prayer. A Foeman of Prayer is a tier 1 upgrade that allows Dossey to consume all active orbs by double tapping Divine Wind, healing more per orb consumed and granting her a movement speed boost for 3 seconds. Much like Paco's upgrade, this was a short-lived base ability that only lasted 1 patch before becoming an upgrade. Funnily enough, Foeman of Prayer actually started as an upgrade, became base, and then got changed back to an upgrade. Thankfully, the base double cast did not include a movement speed boost, but it was still one of Dossey's most powerful moments before her redesign. Today, Divine Wind's upgrades choose between more frequent uses into self-buffs or burst healing and peel. Before going into my number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Imani, Frosted Tips. Frosted Tips is a tier 1 upgrade that replaces Imani's Boom Bolts with Frost Bolts, which inflict freeze for 2 seconds. Imani players were once able to swap between special ammo by tapping the ability until you got the ammo you wanted. Frost Bolts did less damage as they always have, but did not apply the freeze debuff, just as slow. The right side of the ability upgrade trees always buffed the Frost Bolts, but you didn't lose your Boom Bolts in the process. Nowadays, Imani players are locked into the ammunition of their choice, never able to use both types at the same time. Margrave, Blunt Trauma. Blunt Trauma is a tier 1 upgrade that causes Margrave's staggering leap to stun for 1 full second. It was a long time before this was changed, being part of the global stun duration nerf so that all stuns lasted 0.35 seconds unless specifically stated otherwise. Blunt Trauma always existed, but back in the day it increased the stun to 1.5 seconds, while the tier 2 Bone Crusher upgrade increased it to a full 2 seconds. This was a big hit to Margrave's lockdown potential and is a big contributor to why most Margrave builds run Smackdown into Leap Before You Look. Zenobia, Echo of Spite. Echo of Spite is a tier 1 upgrade that causes Words of Spite to bounce up to 2 additional nearby target. Much like Dossey's A Foeman of Prayer, this was another base ability that only survived 1 patch before being changed again. Zenobia's right mouse button has been changed more often than I can remember, both on base ability and in upgrade trees. It used to break armor at base, it used to apply a slow at base, and at one point it even had increased range. Today the upgrades seem to be in a good place of choosing to deal group damage or locking down one specific target. Number 1. Voden, Geyser. Geyser is a tier 1 upgrade that transforms Hidden Spring into a super jump pad. Yes, Voden originally had a jump pad just like Sven as a base ability, only adding even more to his already impressive mobility. What made this even worse was in conjunction with the Well Wishes upgrade, that caused you to create 2 jump pads at once, one under your feet and one at range. Much like Sven's Elastic Ooze, it was basically a free escape for anybody. This feature on Hidden Spring actually lasted until just a little over a year ago, and it's so strong that it's often considered a must-pick upgrade for Hidden Spring as early as level 2 or 3 in most builds, and for good reason. Vertical mobility is useful in almost every situation on all maps, but with the combination of Voden's increased support capabilities in a recent patch and with the shift in meta to favor poison and other debuffs because of Ramsey, that could change very soon. But that'll be the end of this video. For my veteran viewers, what other upgrades can you think of that were taken off the base ability, for better or for worse? Leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed watching, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can be the first to know when more content get released. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you on the airship.